Hello, everyone. This is Seth Jones with Golfton Magazine. Today, I have the pleasure of being joined by the 2008 Torrey Pines U.S. Open Superintendent and the 2021 Torrey Pines U.S. Open Superintendent. I'd like to welcome Rich McIntosh, Senior Superintendent at Torrey Pines, and also Mark Woodward, who was the superintendent during that memorable Tiger Woods Monday victory over Rocco Media back in 2008. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. Mark, I'll let you take it over from here.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Can I kind of focus on the golf course side of it? Are they doing the graduated rough again? Is that still the plan? Or they still have that philosophy, or are they going away from that?
Oh, there it is a little bit. Nowhere near to the extent that it was when you were here in 2008. It's mainly par fours. There's going to be a little bit of a graduated rough, but it's only going to be, you're going to have your intermediate, then a primary and a secondary. It's going to be 3 different heights.
Gotcha. Okay. What's the highest height that's going to be in your mind? Is if you can get it there in 2 months with the weather and everything, are you thinking 3 or 4 inches or even taller?
Primary will be 3 inches, and it'll be 4 to 4.5 everywhere else.
Okay.
Or 4.5 to 5 everywhere else. Sorry.
Yeah. So when I was there, you're one of the few people that have hosted a PGA Tour event in January, February, and then 4 months later host a US Open. And so you're dealing with agronomists from the USGA and the PGA. I tried to convince them all the time when they were together, saying, hey, whatever we do for the PGA Tour events is going to affect Open and vice versa. Is that still working out good? And you got everybody on board there as far as agronomics, agreeing to all the agronomics programs and everything?
Absolutely. And, I think a big part of that was Mark Marney, who worked for you leading up to the event. And he kind of saw what it took and trying that discussion between. So actually my first week at Torrey, Paul Vermillion and Chuck Green from the PGA Tour side. Chuck Green is my agronomist for the farmers. And then obviously Paul Vermillion's championship agronomist, and then Darren Bavard was out here, and that was our first initial discussion on overseed rates. We're going to overseed the year of the Open, and trying to come to some sort of understanding to where both events would be successful and what they wanted. Sure. And they have good relationship between all 3 of those guys, and we've kept everyone in the loop on the same page in those discussions, and it's been really good relationships with both sides and working with both. Yeah,
that's critical, especially leading up to the week or 2 before the championship, and during the championship week you'll meet with those guys, I'm sure, at 2:00 every afternoon or whatever the time is, and you'll discuss how things are going and where you're at with green speeds and all that kind of stuff. So that relationship is really, really important for you to be successful and everything. So get those guys on the same page. So how's your staffing doing? I mean, I was there, I dealt with, 2 or 3 unions, and then we had 105 volunteers come in. What are you thinking there? How's that going to work
out? Things haven't changed, but I think a lot of the work that you did back in 2008 kind of helped pave the way. And, obviously hosting it once already, the city has a better understanding of what to expect and what to look for. So trying to follow a lot of the same blueprints that were put in place for the farmers, and then also the US Open back in 2008. And, labor's always going to be tough, and getting through that. And then, look at bringing in probably 70 to 75 volunteers that week. And it's been difficult with the pandemic. We've been short-staffed, hiring freeze for a while. And, we have a handful of open positions. How long the process takes. I don't know that we'll have those filled by June. So we're working with a little bit of a short staff, but we've, I think agronomically and where the golf course is at, we're in a good position. And we can always pull from the other city golf courses if we need to bring in more staff. So it's been a challenge, but I think we're in a very good place right now.
Well, it brings up memories and somewhat a little bit of a nightmare type situation. I tell people that was the best 3 years of my professional career, and the worst 3 years of my professional career, all in the same 3 years. And the reason I say that is when I got there, they thought the US Open was played in Flushing Meadows, New York, which happens to be the tennis tournament, as you know. And so I didn't have the support of the city, and Mayor Sanders, Jerry Sanders, came in and turned that completely around. He took ownership of the business plan I wrote. And so I was trying to write a business plan, prepare for a US Open, dealing with the staffing issues. It was a political nightmare. Plus, along the way, and Seth knows this, I had my life threatened a couple times by people who over golf. I raised the rates, I think $2 on the North course, and you would have thought, the world was going to come to an end or something. So anyway, there's a lot of challenges back then. I hope you're not going through all of those for sure.
No, but we're still hearing about your raising of the rates. Still hear about it. So we still hear about raising the rates. So
oh yeah,
I don't think that'll ever go away. It's it's always back in 2000 or back when I used to play here all the time, it was only this much money, and it's like, well, it's a different product too. So
well, it's a totally different product, and I always told people that Torrey Pines South Course should be in 90% tournament condition at all times, and then you can get that fee because it's hosted the US Open, it hosts the Buick every year, and the public can actually walk in the same footsteps as Tiger Woods does on that South Course. That last 10% is green speeds, rough height, firmness, water management, all those types of things. But day in and day out, they should be able to get that kind of money for just a normal play because people want to come play there. So
absolutely, it
was tough at the time, but I'm glad we did it because it's helped you guys, future generations at Torrey Pines, get through. And then now they have a better understanding of, I guess, is what they're up against.